They're not. Rednecks aren't conservatives, and they damn sure ain't bootlickers. And no matter how many skinny jean wearing dudes in their lifted half-ton truck blaring Blake Shelton in the mall parking lot try to co-opt the word, it doesn't change the fact that rednecks, by definition, are fucking progressives. See, a bunch of historical revisionists try to pretend that this isn't the case. And they'll tell you some bullshit line like the term redneck came from a man working out in the sun all day, bootstrapping his way to a better life with a sunburnt neck. And that's a complete load of horseshit. The term originated in the mid to late 1800s, and coal mines were big fucking business. And as with most big business, the people who run them are fucking evil. Back then, they didn't pay coal miners with real money. They basically gave them monopoly money, and it could only be spent at a company-owned store. Because you had to live next to the mine, the company owned all the housing too, so all these people had to rent their houses from the company. This basically made them indentured servants. They had no money to get out from under this structure, out from under the company, and nobody would advocate on their behalf. When they try to advocate on their own behalf by going on strike, the company would literally send armed guards to make them go back to work, or evict them and their families from their company-owned homes with absolutely nothing. By the early part of the 20th century, they decided they had enough, and they decided to start organizing. And to show their unity with one another, they all donned red bandanas around their neck, hence the term redneck. If you were a redneck, you were a pro-labor union progressive. And as their peaceful strikes were met with armed resistance from the coal company and the sheriff, Socialist Party activists started arming the miners. All those idiots on the right who think they're the only ones with guns need to remember 3 little words: under no pretext. I promise you that's not a fucking Reagan quote. See, if you go far enough left, you get your guns back, and that's exactly what happened here. And in 1921, black and white miners joined together. Over 10,000 of them from surrounding mines. They picked up their guns and they marched to Blair Mountain to protest. And when I say protest, I don't mean like a bunch of cosplay treat Gravy Seals crying about their cult leader losing an election, or bootlicking law enforcement for killing unarmed minorities. Nah. These badasses were the real fucking deal. Because standing in their way of their right to assemble, 2,000 cops and militiamen, you know, the alt-right of the time, and some federal troops sent by Warren Harding, who sided with the coal company. And you know what the rednecks did? Well, let's just say they didn't back the blue. They shot the fuckers. They weren't out there simping for government henchmen because they have a hard job. They weren't out there to stand for rich douchebags in big business. They were out there to stack bodies for better pay, better working conditions, and equal treatment of their African-American brethren in the coal mines. And they were willing to die to fucking do it. Since the cops and the American government were literally dropping bombs out of airplanes on them and using machine guns against them, a lot of them fucking did die. And they lost the Battle of Blair Mountain, and hundreds of the survivors were prosecuted. But you can thank their sacrifice and the media attention it got for workers' rights and union rights and a lot of the civil rights that we have today. So just remember that rednecks are pro-union, pro-equality, far fucking left socialists, and don't fucking forget it.